This video right here is quite a long time coming. Honestly, far longer than it had any real right to be. But after nearly 6 months of just complete radio silence on this channel, and the previous segment, which I just did absolutely nothing whatsoever in regards to commentary, because I didn't think I'd be able to make it interesting for the near 2 hours that it went, you finally get to hear my sultry voice one more time in this LP, and yay. So, I've got 3 things left to do in this playthrough. I think kind of 4, but this should round out the LP right here. So the team that you see before you is the 6 that I determined were the best options for going through this segment. I've got 3 fights to do. The first fight here that I'm about to do is an absolute pushover. The only reason I'm showing it off is because it's the closest thing we're going to get to a red fight in this playthrough, just because I started the game in Kanto instead of Johto. So, everybody's up to level 80. Stinger is pretty much my beastliest physical attacker, so that's why I brought him along. He was literally the #1 pick. Like, as soon as I decided to go for choosing the team, this is the first thing that got on the team. Chum, this was actually the last team member I settled on. I was planning on bringing Salt Fairy along, partially because I needed something with Flash to get through the opening room of Mount Silver, but I decided against that, and I've got a map for that first room just sitting right next to the emulator, so I'm just going to go through that and hopefully not get too lost. But yeah, Protect for scouting moves out, Explosion just to get something out of the way in case it is needed. Type coverage is always nice. Slumbork. Part of the reason Slumbork is on this team is because Advent Ford is also on the team. But that doesn't mean this is really all that much of a slouch. It's at least got a decent defensive stat, special defense, and a nice little bit of type coverage. And Hypnosis might come in handy if it can tank and hit and connect that. Eloskiro, because I'm probably going to have to Toxic Stall Scum some stuff out, especially towards the end of the video, so he was a bit of a shoo-in. Advent Forward, if I wasn't so hell-bent on using my starter for this team, I would probably have just gone with Zuno and not even bothered using Slumbork either. But this is the first Pokemon I got. It stayed on the team ever since. I want to use it for this final segment, so there you go. I've got 2 toxic users on the team, which is always nice. And Ampharos, probably out of the 6 shinies that I used in the second half of the playthrough, probably the MVP, just because I found myself setting up Thunder Wave and Light Screen more often than not, especially in the previous segment where I was going through all the gym leader rematches. Giggle made a lot of advancements to those games and just let me take out particularly a bunch of the legendaries. I was just able to shut them down right quick and ensure they didn't really pose too much of a threat, particularly Morty's Ampharos, which did not actually do any damage whatsoever. So that was pretty nice. So I'm down here in Mahogany Bazaar because there's this random dude here. I can't remember if I ever talked to him on screen, but this guy is called the Pokeguru. I believe he is another one of those just like reference to a real life person. I think he like live streams or something like that. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure he just wears a suit like what he's got on right here, basically just a Pikachu suit. So I would speed this up because it literally is just a pushover, but I also want to take the time here to talk about some of the things that you can expect in the 2.0 beta if you can get your hands on that. I'm not going to show you how to get to that because of particular reasons, but because I'm not going to be showing this off at all in the foreseeable future, because this is the last segment of the playthrough, I might upgrade to the 2.0, like if it's like once they release the complete 2.0, I might upgrade to that and do like a bonus video showing off all the new features and that, but no real point in doing that like right now, because we're pretty much at the end of the playthrough and I want to get this out of the way. Plus it's part 40. Always nice having playthrough end on a round number like that. I'm still kind of sad that Storm Silver didn't end on exactly part 50, but whatever. It's not like I think about that all too much. So, For some of the new mechanics, one of the biggest one would probably be the implementation of the follower mechanic, which you'll probably be familiar with if you've played Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That concept was implemented into the 2.0 beta, and from what I've seen, it's pretty damn smooth looking. It's definitely quite clean. It's definitely got me interested in at least trying out the 2.0 once I'm done recording this segment, just to see how cool that is. Then we also have a few other things regarding Swinubs. Let me scroll down here. I don't want to click on the window or else it's going to do that. I think there's a whole bunch of other like mechanics with the followers and stuff like that. None of that seems to be particularly interesting. It's not really that different from the usual follower mechanics that you're familiar with in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. A few new player characters. You can actually play as Team Rocket members, which is awesome. You can also play as Silver, your rival from the original Gold, Silver, Crystal and the remakes. Should have totally had a mirror match there, but it would have been a stall war, so whatever. Plus, they out-leveled it by 34 levels, so... This is basically just going to be me mashing the crap out of the S key and the occasional A key, and then just sort of scrolling down this thing. You can now use Vulpix as a starter, as well as Shuckle. Vulpix is part of the extra group, the Shuckle is part of the hard group, as you might expect. It's a freaking Shuckle. What else have we got? Some new, like, trainers based off of real-life people that, you know, helped out with the mod and stuff like that. The Elite Oink Squad. As you probably have seen earlier in this LP, we fought Piggy, the traditionally green, shiny Swinub. With the implementation of the 2.0 beta, there are 4 other coloured Swinub. There is a pink one, a blue one, a yellow one, and I guess that looks kind of like a magenta or a purple one. And they're just sort of hiding out somewhere, and I think if you find all 4 of them, you can get a reward of some variety. The Piggy fight that you have to deal with at the end of the Elite Four, like once you've beaten the champion, I believe it has actually had a bit of a change to it. Originally, like, the one I think we fought in this LP was level 70, although I think I did fight that in the second round. If I went back there with the 2.0 beta and fought it in the second round, hell, thank you for the Ultra Ball. I believe if I go and upgrade to the 2.0 beta, fight the Elite Four again on the round 2 setting, then when Piggy attacks me at the end of it, he'll actually be level 255. So I think he's just basically meant to be there as like a really shitty gimmick type thing. I don't think it was ever actually meant to be taken seriously. It should be beatable, because it is only just a Swinub, but for all I know, it is a 155 level gap, so the thing's stats are probably about 2.5 times as powerful as any of mine, so who the hell knows. Mount Moon was returned to its original state, so you can explore that like all the other caves that got shrunken down or just removed from the original game. That's Mount Moon's gotten that old treatment. It's back in its glory. I don't even know what the hell that linking of words together was. I am still just losing the ability to speak, which saddens me, but yeah. Route 3 Center is now open for business. You can even buy a special Magikarp. That's lovely. If it's a shiny one, then that would be kind of interesting. Although it would also be somewhat redundant, considering, you know, Red Gyarados. What else have we got? Some kind of color stuff, new features with character select screens. You can look at the stat experience of all of your Pokemon, like how much experience they have in each of their stats. Because EVs isn't actually a thing in its current concept in this game. Instead, each stat can gain like up to 65,535 experience, and there's like, instead of like only being able to max 2 of the stats out at a time, you can max all of them. So that's always a nice thing to have. As we drop Kalima off for, I wouldn't say the last time, because I do need her to, her, whatever, to take me to Cherry Grove Cave once I'm done here. But we're getting close to the end. Hello, Tangela. You are about as... That's actually not even a bad spread. That's actually pretty decent. I'm not too sure if you're more of a physical attacker or a special attacker though, so whatever. Okay, so let's put a super repel on here, and hopefully... I'm hoping that the layout here has not changed. It shouldn't have. So if I go up here, and then I go down 1, 2, 3, I should be able to go up there. And if I go over to the left, I should come out right next to the Pokeball here. Yep. Might as well see what that is. An Ultra Ball. About as useful as the one I got off the Guru. Go across to here. I believe we go back 1 and then up. There, up, down, ups and downs. Still waiting for ups and downs for last night's episode of Raw to go up on What Culture. Hold up. Oh, there we go. I kind of got lost there for a little bit, but I managed to work myself out. So, yeah, that's the only rune that actually requires Flash. Everything else here doesn't. I can't even remember if I've explored this place before, but at this stage, I don't really see much of a reason to care. Obviously, I think the only thing I even went in here for off-screen, I think the only thing I could really catch was Pupitar, and I think it was just up here in this room. It was like a 1% chance, and you couldn't repel trick for it because it was like a level 20 encounter. In comparison to everything else, which was like level 50 plus. So, since we started in the Kanto region, we do not actually get to fight Red here, as I mentioned earlier. So we get to fight Gold instead. So, not too sure about who I want to lead with here, so I guess we'll go for the one that's got the Protect hacks, and we will go and see what we are scoping out here. Right. I actually don't even know what the hell Gold uses on his team at all. I think I might have checked what his lead was, but it's been that long since I did that I don't remember. Togetic. Actually does sound about accurate, given Togepi had, like, is kind of synonymous with Pikachu in some way. I mean, it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense if he sent out, like, a Marill or something like that. Well, no, it would. But whatever. Togetic just seems to make perfect sense to me. What the hell does it do? Let's protect and find that out. Charm. Okay, that's a bit nasty. I guess I'll start focusing on Flamethrower then. If I know I had outspeed there, I would have just loved the Sludge Bomb, but... Ew. Okay. Safeguard might be annoying since I've got a whole bunch of status inflictors on my team. I should just stick with offense though, because it's not like this Togetic is really going to be all that threatening. And I immediately stand corrected as I take a Psychic to the teeth. You probably noticed this when I was showing off all the team members I had, but Charmy is actually one of 3 team members here that has leftovers, so not a whole lot of originality when it comes to held items. It's pretty much just either that or some kind of stat boosting item. Didn't really need to worry about like amulet coins or any of that crap. I think Black Belt 3 leftovers, never melt ice, and a charcoal. I think that's what was on there. So, with my team at level 80 like this, it shouldn't be too much of an issue getting rid of Gold's team at least. I think I might have just said Red, I can't remember. But I'm expecting this to be his highest level Pokemon. And Chum is actually going to die to this Togetic because Gold has basically decided he's going to use more than one healing item. Okay, thank you for proving me wrong. The game must always feel the need to just prove me wrong every now and again. Umbreon. I can either go for the mirror match, or I can just whip its ass with Stinger. Let's go the mirror match. This is going to take a long ass time, but I'm expecting this video to be pretty lengthy as it is, so it's not all that big of a deal. Oh yeah, as a side note, a bunch of buffs are implemented into the 2.0 beta regarding shiny hunting. If they, for example, like if you're trying to find Mew, and you're trying to hunt for the Mew, if you encounter it, it's got, what do you call it? It's got the metronome, which means it can get stuff like teleport and self-destruct and all that lovely stuff, so it can just kind of screw you over. Thankfully, though, it is actually... Wait, does it does not apply, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'll just go through the list here as I realize that I'm in literally a freaking toxic war. Oh, that's cruel. Yeah, okay. We're gonna just say absolutely no to that war because he's got the rest to rest off his bloody thing, while I have to use full heals. So instead I'm just gonna lob a friggin' Mega Haunt this thing and kill it that way. So species that are coded to flee will not flee if they are shiny. It does not apply to roaming legends because they've got a different set of coding that is basically once a shiny, always a shiny. You can no longer run away from any shiny. I thought that was a case in like the original vanilla game, but apparently it is only applied to the Red Gyarados in the vanilla games. So that's a bit of a funky thing to take note of there. But now, even with a smoke ball, you can't run away from them. Speaking of Red Gyarados, kick your ass. Yeah. It shouldn't kill. Didn't think so. With the exception of Raw, the following Roman instances mostly apply to Mew's Metronome, as I mentioned earlier. High jump kick, self-destruct explosion, whirlwind, roar, teleport, perish song, curse. Really only for ghosts, but a shiny Slowpoke would still fail. Nice to know, I suppose. So basically for stuff like high jump kick and jump kick, if they do miss, then they don't take crash damage. Self-destruct explosion, whirlwind, roar, teleport, they always fail. Takedown, double edge, recoil moves like that fail upon being used. And those will fail if used by a roamer as well. Curse, perish song as well doesn't work. Struggle is a bit funky. It decides actually it tries to use struggle when it's out of PP, but it will always fail as long as you've got Pokeballs. As soon as you run out of balls to catch it with, then struggle will start inflicting recoil damage again, just as a means to avoid like potential soft locks. So that's kind of cool. If you go and fight Lieutenant Surge into 2.0 beta, he'll have Guile's theme, because we must absolutely have Guile's theme like that. I like how I'm just not paying attention to this gold fight, and as a result, Elagiggle just kind of died there. Poor player. Should be able to outspeed and kill with Ice Beam, so let's give everybody all their due screen time. And apparently this is the guy called Ivan. I don't know. And I think that's about it. So, a few interesting things in the 2.0 beta. I think it came out because of the developers, some situation the developer was in, and basically decided to release a 2.0 beta because it wasn't his idea of a big 2.0 update. So it's in beta mode. There's apparently some other mechanics that are being implemented for the actual 2.0 release, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. As we actually focus back on the fight now and don't get ourselves murdered in cold blood, but a nicely connected crit right there ensures that we we pretty much just win the game right there. I could stay in an earthquake, but it'll yeah, whatever. If I die here, I'm hoping that I don't get outsped and KO'd. And the music just reset. Went to his final Pokemon and the music just kind of inexplicably reset like that. Cool. So there goes gold. After back-to-back crits just kind of gut his team into oblivion. Bad as silent as red is. Must always have silent protagonists. Oh yeah, you gotta wait for this the bloody music to go through, don't ya? Sounds weird spat up. Really does. Hurry up, I want to finish this off. Not much of a credit sequence though to round an LP out on, but nah. It wouldn't surprise me if... I mean, it would only make sense for me to just have an abrupt ending to this. Because it's kind of just my MO, really. Okay, let's get Kalima back up in here so that I can head over and do the last fight. Now, the last fight is going to be quite a bit more difficult than the gold fight. I'm actually not even sure my team of level 80s will be able to pull it off. So, only one way to find out. If I can't, then I will probably just have to cut the segment and return with... after grinding my, grinding up some more rare candies. So, let's go ahead and find out if we will be met, how much success that we will be met with. As my English slowly but surely reaches psychedelic eyeball levels of broken. Honestly, his English isn't even that broken nowadays anyway. Think we go in here? Yeah, here we go. Alright. Let's throw a save state here, and I should be able to just interact with him in fight. I hope. Oh yeah. Alright, here we go. This is more or less the same as the actual Shock Slayer fight. It might as well just be. The only difference being... his entire team is level 100. I'm obviously expecting an electric attack of some variety here, so let's protect and confirm that that's going to be the case. Hidden power, that might be actually either ground or psychic. It wouldn't be using it otherwise. Oh no, it's probably hidden power, grass or ice really, because that would be a bit more relevant to like hitting stuff that hits it for weakness. Well, there's the poison at least. I'll get a protect. I'll just keep getting the protect up, and hopefully the poison damage will... It's not a bad poison though, which means the leftovers is pretty much going to cancel that out. Would have been nicer to actually get paralysis on this thing, because it's going to outspeed everything on my team and probably just go on a murderous rampage here. Okay, well there goes Chum. Not much point going in with the Lasciro. I'm just going to have to hope to tank a hit here and just kill it with Earthquake. Hidden power not doing much. I guess the hidden power is just there for like whittling, I guess. Not entirely sure why, but we've at least got Zeus the Jolteon out the way. But I'd say overall we're still pretty behind in the match at the moment. Oh, I see. This battle seems to have... I think that was a thing in the Elite Four just in general, but I was not given the opportunity to switch there. Does it have a ground move? I don't think it does. I should be able to go in with Elagiggle and just finish this off. Yeah. Would make sense to go for the drill peck. It's got the 4 times effectiveness on it, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up a light screen now, because drill peck's not going to do too much more. Hopefully a thunderbolt will kill it. I'm not actually sure which is stronger. Yeah, actually no, thunderbolt is definitely stronger. It's got the stab. Don't really need to paralyze. Actually, I might have been better off if I... Nah, that's fine. Because if it survives, then it gets 1 more hit in. But it didn't, so... There goes the top lettuce. It is now a brown lettuce. Because plants go brown when they're dead. I don't know. Naga, the cloister. Do you outspeed? Yes, you do, but you've set up spikes, so I get 1 turn of Thunderbolt. I am glad Cloister's special defense is not all that great. Because, that's definitely pushing us further and further ahead in this game. Tiny the Tyranitar. This is where shit is going to go so far south for me. And I am outsped. The level difference there is a bit too great. Stinger's health, like, not all that great. At least in regards to using reversal. Spikes definitely help. 4 times effectiveness, black belt. Guess I can't really say I was expecting a knockout there, but if Advent Ford can come in after Stinger's death here and get off the Surf to kill, then I should hopefully be alright. If not, I get outsped, I cop a rock slide to the face. And I think that's going to be me lose. I think that's my loss there, unfortunately. Like, I can scum my way into a win here. And I may not have a choice but to do that, which sucks. Because I need to use a revive. I want to use a regular revive on Stinger. So it can come in, it takes a little bit of damage, and then it can reversal and make sure this frickin' thing goes down. Slumborg tanks that actually surprisingly well. I don't really have a way to combat this thing. Would be nice if Rock Slide would miss once in a while. I think it's got like 90 accuracy. Would be nice to get a miss there. Now I need to hope I outspeed here, and I do. Now I need to hope Reversal kills it. It does not. Great. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Shit. I pretty much have to rely on Stinger for the rest of this fight, it seems. Oh, no. Okay, you know what? Oh, thank Christ it missed. That was a 50-50 shot as well. I may just have to Toxic Stall this thing out. I think I'll take this opportunity to get a max revive up, and who do I want to bring back? Elegiggle. Elegiggle's pretty much been an MVP at this stage, so Elegiggle sounds good. Now I have to hope Dynamic Punch misses again. I think it's used 3 of them so far. I want to say 3. I'm going to Protect going here and just keep making him waste. Keep making him waste that shit. Damn it. I was hoping I could get one more Protect in a row there. Eliskiro showing his tankiness though, because he took that Dynamic Punch like a beast. He's got the Confusion though, but I've got the healing items to combat that. So now he's going to stick with his Rock Slide because there's only 5 Dynamic Punches. At this stage, I think we've got this thing under wraps. It means that I can keep Stinger. Oh no. Freaking used a full heal, really? Why didn't you use a full heal immediately? Why did it wait until it went down to low health before it did that? Unfortunately, that means the toxic damage is going to have to start stacking again from minimal. Just making sure I'm still recording. Would be absolutely horrible if I somehow inexplicably stopped recording. Yeah, that's terrible. Right, I need a Hyper Potion. This win definitely does feel a bit cheaper. I probably should have just grinded my way up to at least enough rare candies to get to 90. Maybe not necessarily 100, but 90 would at least be alright, I felt. Because I would have at least maybe had a shot at outspeeding this thing with some of my other team members, but the 20 level difference just seemed to be just a little bit too much in some cases. Is it run out of Rock Slides there? Appears as though it might have. I'm not complaining though. Fire Blast is running off the far weaker attacking stat and is hitting the far stronger defensive stat here, so I'm not expecting any KOs there. If this KOs, I'll laugh. Yeah, I didn't think so. But then there's that recover. Oh, dang it. Yeah. I think at this stage, Eliskiro may just have to take the fall here, especially since apparently it just does still have Rock Slides. Why? Oh no. Getting the KO there means that Toxic, I don't believe will actually... Yeah, Toxic does not... Yeah, Toxic didn't actually take effect there because he got the KO. Okay, I should have just Protect stalled it. That Blissey is copping a reversal to the face. Swear to God if you don't kill. I'm glad it didn't just inexplicably hack an extreme speed or something like that, because that really should have KO'd. Last team member, Scizor. If it's got quick attack, I'm up the creek. Okay, it does not. Do I get the KO? I do not. But I've got Elegiggle. So, quite ironic to see that Elegiggle is going to be the one that gets me over the line here. That's Hidden Power Ground and you KO me, I'm going to be pissed. Okay, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Die. Thank you. Okay, that was scary. If that was a crit, then I would have just lost. He was literally a crit away from knocking me over. But we made it. A little bit cheap. Not gonna lie. But, as he's just said, I have beaten the game entirely. And as his final gift, I'm just allowed to have Piggy. So, there you go. I would like to revive. Slumborg, definitely. Who else do I want to bring back? I'll bring back Eliscuro. I think these should be the three that I can rely on to catch the Piggy. I'm not entirely sure if it's got like a different catch rate because it is Piggy or anything like that. I think Swinub's base catch rate is like 190. So this might not actually be all that difficult to catch. So let's put Slumborg up front because it's going to put this Porcus to sleep. So, perfect stats for a shiny Pokemon, 15 in its attack, 10 in all the other requirements, and as such an 8 in HP, because that's just kind of how that's coded in. If I had like a Nest Ball, I would totally try to catch it in that, because it's like green, and this thing is green. But I could have easily gone with a Master Ball, but because I am too stubborn, I'm going to try to catch this in just the same ball as I've caught everything else in. A frickin' Pokeball. And immediately break out. Is it even impossible to adjust the catch rate of like a very particular instance of a species of Pokemon? I guess not. Second ball. Well, yeah. It's got to be Piggy. It just has to be Piggy. It can't not be Piggy. And apparently catching Piggy just gets me on the Hall of Fame. If we get a credit roll after this, then I'm not going to complain, but all that's really left is to go to the Pokemon Center, actually have a look at Piggy, look at its stats and whatnot, and that will about do it for this LP. So, there you go. I am quite proud of the 6 team members that I went with. I was kind of thinking I might possibly do a straw poll on this, but I figured it would probably be... I probably wouldn't get all that many votes on it anyway. Like, this is my most popular LP by an absolute country mile, but because of the 5-month hiatus, it's probably turned some people off of the playthrough thinking Part 38 was the last one. So a lot of you probably don't even know that Part 39 is a thing. So, I mean, I assume if you're up to this point, then you really should have seen Part 39, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not exactly like you can skip it and not really... You're not going to really miss much. It's just a whole bunch of gym leader fights, so... There's our Funky Ditto dance, which we will see for the final time. Yada 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 yada. Must continue taking my drink. Doesn't matter how used I get to, like, talking for long periods of time, I'm always going to end up having a bloody horrendously sore throat afterward. Like, even if I have a drink with me, like, I've got to drink a bloody raspberry cordial, and it is still not really doing a whole lot. Maybe it's just the sugar that's in it. So, the game was not nice enough to heal my team after catching Piggy. Whatever. So I guess the last thing we get to do is have a look at our Watermelon Oinker. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously got some pretty piss-weak stats, because it is a Swinub. It is best Piggy, but it is still no different from any other Swinub. So it's just like, it's got Blizzard, it's got Bite, but it's running off a shit special attack stat. So, yeah. Maybe I'll take this... I don't know. I was going to say maybe I'll take this with me somewhere, but no. I'm not. Once I upgrade to the 2.0, I might take a crack at the level 255 Piggy, but for the time being, let's give my team one last heal because it deserves to be alive to see my audience off. This is the end of the LP. I do apologize again for the random 5-month hiatus. I still couldn't tell you what caused it, besides the lack of motivation to go and do all the stupid editing on the previous segment, but it's finally out of the way. Not too sure what I'm going to be doing for the next LP. I'm actually kind of wondering how I want to build my channel from here on out, because this is my most popular LP. If I stick with Pokemon LPs, it might actually benefit my channel a bit better. So, for all I know, I might actually be making another channel to put other LPs on, and then just having this be an entirely Pokemon-themed channel. In which case, I'll obviously be branching out a little bit more from just regular playthroughs like this. I have started playing the Pokemon TCG, like I've been playing it for about a year, so I'll probably have some gameplay videos and stuff like that, some deck lists and whatnot. Hopefully a local tournament will start up soon. I might be able to rekindle my old Draconeer's YouTubing mojo and just have it be for Pokemon. So, not too sure how I'm going to do that. Feedback on that particular field would also be nice. If you want to see more Pokemon content, if you're happy with seeing different content, definitely let me know. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and cease recording here, and I will see you for whatever it is that I do next. Thank you for watching this romp that just kind of started out of a whim because I thought this thing was awesome, and it actually was. So, I'm glad I did it.